The National Association for Business Economics out with its latest read on U.S. business conditions. And the numbers are gloomy, as you might anticipate. Steve Liesman joins us right now with the details on that. And, Steve, I'd be shocked if you told me anything else.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm going to focus on, Becky, just because of what you say. I mean, the current assessment is gloomy. The outlook is gloomy. I'll give you one example. The net rising of the 104 polled, 55% expects sales to be down net in the next 3 months. All of that stuff. Employment is all bad. But let's focus on where this survey might be useful, in my opinion, which is on the outlook for their specific businesses from these business economists. When you look at going forward, 9% expect their business to be open in 1 to 4 weeks, 30% in 5 to 8 weeks, 28% in 3 to 6 weeks, and just 16% say it'll be longer than 6 months. And I think when you look about how they're planning their businesses, that's one statistic or one chart to look at, which is in that 39% in that 1 to 8 weeks range right there. Okay, how about how long they can survive without government assistance? And the number is pretty high. 74% say they can get by greater than 6 months, or their businesses can get by greater than 6 months without government assistance. 11% say 1 to 6 months. 15% don't know, and they may indeed find out. Then I want to echo something that we talked about last week, which is this idea, will work change in the future? And there is some indication, again, that it might. When we come back and resume to normal, 35% agree that their business will have more flexible hiring, more flexible workplace. 47% are neutral and 19% disagree. So that's the outlook in terms of when they expect to be back to business. And I could toss it back to Joe with just a quick comment that I agree a little bit with Andrew, a little bit with you, Joe, on this issue of opening back up, which is that I think that most businesses want the best for their employees and their customers. There may be some unscrupulous people out there. That's why I think what we need is some kind of union between businesses, employees, employers, and the medical community for best practices. It's not something that I'd leave to the free market. It's not something government has a monopoly on when it comes to how to open up. And I think businesses would welcome a best practices agreement among all interested parties.
It's kind of interesting. Michael Rubin was talking about how empty places are going to be, which is conducive to social distancing at restaurants and the like. No one wants to go, then it'll be easy to keep tables
right
6-10 feet apart. Retailer
bringing in 40 to 50% of the revenue.
True.
So, Joe, if you're bringing in 40 to 50% of the revenue, that's
right. 50% is better than zero, though. But I mean,
better than zero.
I just add this, Joe.
Ratchet down everything. Go ahead, Steve.
The issue is if
I was just going to say that the key here is, I mean, you can talk about, manufacturing businesses are different, but the customer-facing businesses, they need to not only have the confidence of their employees, they need to figure out practices that will gain the confidence of customers. What's the point of opening up if the customers don't come back? Right. So I think there's going to be different ways to do it. But the best places I've seen in my reporting career are places where businesses and government come together to come up with solutions to these issues.